Hello and welcome back to my craft room. It is create this book time again. I know exactly what I want to do and I've made some preparation already, so let's go straight to the desk. The page I'm going to do today, this one, so pages 30 and 31, create a family. Draw, attach or assemble an image of a family. Well, I'm going to kind of assemble because I fancy having a go at a bit of collage. I haven't done any collage for a little while. I've been digging through my little stash of images I've cut out of magazines and things, and I'm going to make some of these kind of little collaged people, weird people. So what I do is some of these are downloaded collage images, which I bought some time ago and downloaded them. I can't remember the name of the site I went to, but I will try and remember to leave a link in the description box below. But a lot of them, most of them, I've cut out of magazines. I asked my hairdresser to save magazines for me for a while, so some of them are just whole faces like this that I think might be good to actually draw or paint over, or just to use as a photographic reference, or to chop into pieces. This one with this was brilliant. This is an article I found somewhere where they showed the same person years later, so age 22 and 101. A little bit of the history of the person. Absolutely fascinating. There's a whole load of people. So I've kept those. Yeah. So there's all these kind of faces, which I thought looked interesting for one reason or another. Love that face. Okay, love that face. Right, so that's that. And then I keep, this one has got mostly, there's some scenes that I think I might use as part of background to collage, but mostly this one's about words and phrases that I thought look useful. Oh, and there's some odd random images in here as well. Quite therapeutic to just sit and go through a magazine with a pair of scissors and just snip bits out. And I'll just put them inside these little pockets and put a tiny dab of Pritt stick on just to kind of hold them in place so I can see what I've got. These are some of the ones that were pre-made collage sheets that you could download and print off. So these are the ones I will try and leave a link to. But I'm not going to, I might use some of them today. Hair magazines are great because it's nice to have all these bits of hair. Actually, there's a couple more bits I want there. Just there, this is just like pieces of kind of different skin tones. But then some of them I just cut into faces. I think we recognise this face. These are just faces that have come from various magazines. So obviously there's ancient artefacts and things, all vintage images. Yeah, so sometimes it'll be whole faces like that, and then also feet and legs. There's a mermaid tail even there. So I've got feet and legs, and then arms and hands. Some of these are, I think all of the ones on this page pretty much are pre-made collage pages, except perhaps these. There's a mixture there. Them and these are just, I've just cut them out just to become kind of dresses for the sort of my weird collage ladies, dresses and tops, or I can just cut them into shapes, you know. But yeah, like I've just added a little pair of legs, so I quite like doing that. These are pre-made collage ones again. Some of these are, most of these are actually torsos. And then like bottom halves of faces and mouths separately. Some with glasses. I haven't seen so many with glasses. I think I managed to get hold of an optician's magazine, so I stashed away a few with glasses. And then eyes. Oh, here we are. Well, that's handy. So I've got one now I haven't cut out yet. So this is one of the downloaded ones I was talking about. So Pro About Studio B. I think they've also started with magazine images, but they've sort of enhanced them a bit and done some doodling and things, and reflected them so you've got a left and a right and that kind of thing, which is always handy. So I haven't got I haven't got a space to do the whole body and the feet and legs, unfortunately. But what I want to do is create my little family. It's going to be 3 sisters. That's what I have in my head. Now, am I going to do it that way? That give me more scope. Otherwise, one's going to be in the middle. Okay, let's start trying to just put them together, and we'll see how it goes. So surprising when you put, you know, I like to audition. I like to get a few different pieces and then kind of audition them and see how they look. So I've got 3, these are from my 3 sisters. I've got 3 bottom half of faces. Then I've got a selection of eyes. I've got some possibilities for hats or necks, and then some odd bits of hair. But I might end up just drawing or painting the hair in. This will just be like a starting point. And then I've got one of my sort of vague fleshy tones, which I might need to fill bits in or whatever. I usually end up then going over with a layer of transparent gesso and working into the collage with either paint or pencils or pastels. So we'll see as we go along. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, this is how I do it anyway. Let's take this is going to be like the main one. I guess I'll put her in the middle because she's biggest. You can see what a difference it makes, so that could work. Ooh, but I like that much better. I can change, I might try and make it so that all their eyes are the same colour, and it doesn't matter if they don't start off the same colour. I can do that with pencils or whatever. So this is my favourite at the moment. That one isn't big enough, I don't think. This one, no, don't like it. This one, that fits almost too well, so she doesn't look weird enough. But I would say that it's one or the other of those for that one. And then there's this one. So nah, that's quite good because it's sort of side on. Completely different colour flesh tones, but that really doesn't matter. Ooh, she looks a bit hacked off and spiteful, doesn't she? Oh, see, look at the difference in the expression. That's probably my hot favourite at the minute. That could work as well, though. That was a bit more challenging, isn't it? I think I probably like that one better. So then finally we've got this one. Nah. Maybe. She reminds me of someone like that. That's a possible. I just have a feeling about this one. Oh, quite like that. Right, okay. I think I know what I want. That one. This way. That one. Yeah, they're quite good. So, next question is, how am I going to... I suppose they don't all have to be on the same level there. These could be a little bit lower, give them a bit more... Yeah. She's just more in the front because she's bigger. Okay. Now, another body. I quite like this one as a body. Right, this is going to take me a little while titivating around with this, and before I decide what how I want to put my main pieces down. So I'm going to stop filming for a minute, just have a play around and decide where I want everything to go, and then I will come back. I've had a bit of a play around and I'm ready to start sticking things down now. I'm going to start with this one because she's going to be the furthest, behind the others, so she needs to go down first. Well, sometimes I do this with matte medium or Mod Podge or PVA or something, but generally I tend to just use a glue stick because it's dry, it doesn't buckle the pages, especially in, if I'm working on paper like this that isn't all that heavyweight. Okay, I think this is advertising some brand of chocolate. It looks like chocolate pouring down, but to me it also looks like a body with a very long neck. And I will make sure, I will kind of make these look like a family, so they'll all be different, but they will look like a family. We're all a bit weird in my family, so maybe this is my family. Oh look, I'm loving that already. Okay, and because I've got the join of the book to think about there, I'm just going to stick this sort of fairly close to the join, but not right into the join, because then I lose half of it, you see. So I'm just going to stick it there like that. I think that will work. So I'll probably speed through this now, and you'll see this coming together. I might end up still digging through my little stash, my little folders for some arms and things yet, possibly. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes I like to give them wings as well. I quite like that. Yeah, that'll work. I was going to give them all these pointy hats, but I might just give them all crowns now. Well, that's the basis of my little trio of sisters. What I'm going to do now is give it a layer of transparent gesso. It's coming up time for me to go and get dinner sorted out, so I'm going to do that, have a bit of a tidy up, do the layer of transparent gesso, and then when I come back it'll be all nice and dry and I can start working into this with my coloured pencils or pastels or whatever takes my fancy. Yeah, I think I quite like where this is going. They kind of look different, but they've got similarities, much like any family really. Yeah, there's a bond between them. It doesn't mean they don't look all exactly alike, but they do look like they belong together, or they will when I'm finished. Well, I've had my dinner, and the transparent gesso, which is this, I use this Pebbier one, has dried, so that'll give me a nice bit of a tooth, so I can use coloured pencils on top of this. And I think I'm going to go with coloured pencils. I might haul out my pastels in a bit as well. and possibly some paint pen, acrylic paint pens. I've pulled out some colour pencils and tried out some different colours here. So I've got a black and a white. I'm going to go for a kind of midnight sky, so I've got indigo. There it is. I think that's it. Like an indigo and a plum colour and a black, and that's going to be the sky. So white pencil as well. I've got some different shades of green and a nice teal blue for the eyes. I've got a red and a deep pink for the lips, and some other pinks for cheeks. I've got an assortment of, well, that'll be for cheeks, fleshy bits in case I need them, and this is what I'm thinking for hair. So I can pull out more if I need them, but I think that'll do me for the moment. Just have fun adding details to these and doing a bit of colouring in, adding some colour, and binge watching a bit of I think Lost in Space while I do that, and then I'll come back and see at the end, and we'll find out how it turned out. That's all my pencil work done now. I'm going to let that dry because I've got it all over myself. And I used the Gamsol, so I need to give that a bit of a chance to dry, and then I'm going to do a bit of doodling with my white Posca pen and write in the words. I've got to remember my rule as well, which was, well, 3 rules. I have to add an arrow, sign it and date it. But I'll do that at the end. Yeah. So I think I want to write the words, we are family, because the initial prompt was create a family. So I'm going to I want to put the words from the old track that I remember dancing to with my sisters back in the 70s. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. So I want to write that around here. We are family. I've got all my sisters with me. Something like that. yeah, and then a bit of doodling. I might get the pink and red Posca pens as well. But yeah, I just need to walk away from this a bit and let it dry, because I'm just getting it all over myself now. They're all dry now and ready for final doodlings. So I have got a fine Posca, white Posca pen. So this is 0.7 millimeters. So you can see quite a thin little nib on that one. And then I've got some fatter nib Posca pens, kind of a bullet point in these. I love these colours. And I've got a Sharpie paint pen. I forgot I had. We'll give this a go as well. This will be a bit fatter, but not as fat as those. So I'm just going to do some line work and dotting and write my words in here as well. I've realised that I've got to do my arrow and signature and date stamp. I've realised I keep covering up whatever the original prompt was. I think it was here, create a family. But so I'm just going to have to hope. It doesn't really matter if I forget what the prompt was, you know. That's it. I'm done with that. Now, one other thing I wanted to try. This was a suggestion from one of my lovely viewers, Dolores. I'm going to leave a link to Dolores, because she does a lot of these kind of collaged art dolls. She's got a hashtag that she uses for them, so I'm going to hashtag this page, and I'll leave a link to Dolores' channel so that you can check out her art. She does this brilliant thing where she runs her own face through an app that kind of distorts it, and then does like an art doll self-portrait, which I thought was a brilliant idea. I might have to try that. But anyway, yeah, so one of the things that Dolores suggested for finishing the pages, because clearly I don't like how the tape came out. I can't seem to make it work for me. You can see the joins, it's all wrinkly, it's way too shiny. It looked lovely when Mariah Elizabeth does it, but yeah, I've just kind of not got the knack. I did use Mod Podge in my previous regular journal, but that has a tendency to kind of stick together. Another suggestion from Dolores was to try baby powder over the Mod Podge or whatever, but I thought I'd try this now. She talked about paraffin wax, and apparently in America they use it to kind of seal the tops of preserves and things. Well, I couldn't find any, and then I was at work the other day unpacking an order, and this came in, and it's called paraffin wax, and this little gadget, this is made for running thread through. to stop thread tangling, so it'd be brilliant as well when I'm bookbinding. I do use a little lump of beeswax for that, but yeah, this is handy little format. But what she suggested was coating the pages with this. Now I could try beeswax, but that might get a bit yellowy. I'm going to give this a go. And I also thought, because that's paraffin wax, this is Vaseline, obviously that's the brand name Vaseline, but basically it's petroleum jelly. It's got to be kind of a similar thing, except this is creamier. And there's some stuff, I think it's made by Ranger, it's one of the Tim Holtz line or something, and they use it to seal like distress inks and things. So I'm going to experiment with this as well. It would be interesting to see how it works on media that are kind of water reactive, because obviously you don't want, normally you've got to use a spray or something, so because if you brushed on something, you brushed on a product, it would move your water reactive paint underneath. But I'm just wondering if this might work. Anyway, I'm going to do this one this time. I'm going to just try rubbing this all over the page, and then I believe the idea is to kind of buff it with a soft clean cloth, and we'll see how it goes. I'll go easy if it seems to be, you know, taking any of the paint off or anything. I can just stop. I need to get that soft cloth ready. Got this bit of old t-shirt ready. Right, so let's have a go. Let's try. Let's go over here. Let's go here first. Okay. Don't know how hard I have to rub it to kind of get a coating on. Oh, it seems to be doing it actually. That'll be picking it up. I'm just going to give this a, I'm sure, well hopefully, if Dolores sees this, I'm sure she will tell me if I'm doing this all wrong. It doesn't seem to be, although I'm rubbing fairly firmly, it doesn't seem to be messing with anything underneath. Oh, that's my own fault. Obviously, if it's pastels, I you know, and I was rubbing it like this, it'll be coming off, so it wouldn't work for that. But if it would just protect my sort of coloured pencil work and things like that, that'd be great. Give it some protection from some of the stuff I'm going to do on other pages. No, so then if I do that and then give it a bit of a buff. Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know if it will be picking it up, but it's just giving it a little bit of a sheen, but not too much. And there's no hint of that stickiness that you get with Mod Podge. So yeah, this is definitely worth a go. And I think it would last quite a long time. It's not wearing it down much, is it? What I'm tempted to do, I know I said I'd save it for another page, I'm tempted to just try the Vaseline on this last little corner here. I'm going to do that. I'm just curious. This might stay a bit too greasy, I don't know. So let's do that and then try buffing this up. It's obviously taking some of the colour off. Which it didn't with the other one, did it? I think that's pretty good actually. I will definitely continue to experiment with these with different media and just see how it goes. And I will keep you posted. Yeah, you can see now there is a bit of a sheen to it. What's quite nice is that it's given the same sheen to all of the surfaces, whereas before the magazine paper was a little bit shinier than the collage paper, and then where I'd penciled over, that was a different finish again, whereas this has kind of made it look all of a piece. And the finished effect of the Vaseline or the petroleum jelly and the paraffin wax seems to be about the same effect. Is there any kind of... No, there's no stickiness of the pages like you would get with Mod Podge, and no waiting time for it to dry either, so that's good. So there we go. I'm all done with them. So I'm all done with that. Here's my finished... Oops. Here's my finished page. So the prompt for this page was create a family, and that's my 3 sisters. Yeah. I've incorporated my little arrows. So I've made that rule for myself that there has to be an arrow, a signature, and a date stamp on each page. So I've done that. So that's it. I'm all done. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Thanks very much for joining me today, and I will see you again really soon. Bye. Why can I never work out how to switch this off?